It's raining outside. Set to be a little bit gloomier in here, the camera brightness, because as you saw just a second ago, it is raining, and there was, you might even hear some still, there was like a crap ton of thunder. It wasn't like crazy bad amounts of thunder, but there was some. And I was trying to film a video, but I decided, you know what, let me use that. Maybe we can see about using that to my advantage. So, in next week's video, you should be seeing a video about, well, not about, but like one of my normal run-by videos, but with some special editing, and of course, the rain and thunder. So stay tuned next week for that. I'll be also, thought I should mention, I'll be posting from now on Wednesdays specifically. So if you want to save the date to catch my latest video, Wednesday is going to be the new specific date. So now you know. So last update video, as you can see, there's like trains all over the place right now, and that's because I've been working on the yard, which you can see there's stuff in the yard right now. Well, I've been working on the yard quite a bit, so I figured I'd go ahead and take this time right now, before I go take a break to eat lunch. After filming that video, I'm quite hungry. So, last time you saw it, I kind of had some ideas. I didn't actually get any comments on that video, or if I did, I haven't seen them yet. I haven't checked it in like 2-3 days, but as far as I am aware, I don't have any comments. As of 2 or 3 days ago, I don't have any comments yet, and it's been like a week. So, I'm not saying that you guys are bad or anything, but I'm saying that nobody commented. But I think that's actually worked out for the better, because I've actually come up with a much better arrangement here, as you can see. And I think probably at the end of the video, I'll kind of set it back up for operations. Right now there's just some cars sitting there from the latest testing I've been doing. I needed a place to put it to run my, to do that video that I just talked about. So what we have here is we have several different businesses that will be served by the train. So, and this is the layout, the plan that I, for this yard that I plan on keeping. So this is likely to be final changes. No more changes will happen here. And again, I'll go back over this at the very end of the video in a little bit more depth, so stay tuned for the end of the video to see the full plan with all of the cars out on the layout, so you can see kind of what it's going to be like, and I'll kind of explain the basic idea, and I'll show it in another video, but so that I can explain the basic idea. But we have the barrel factory is there, the Exxon facilities are there. Unfortunately, I really can't move the sign because it's wired in, and I am lazy, and I don't feel like dealing with it, at least not yet. It might move eventually, but for the time being, it's staying there. We have this warehouse facility, we have that freight house, both of them are freight houses. They're on this side of this track here. We have a scrapyard there, and then we have this, which I'm not exactly sure. You can see I've been using flat cars for that particular industry for right now, and there's that pile of wood there, which is actually from this flat car. It goes like that, but I've been thinking about maybe it's some kind of industry that requires a large amount of wood, but it's a really small space, so I'm not sure. But whatever the case, something's going to go here. Obviously, this is just a cardboard box from a model kit, I believe a boxcar. It is temporary. Obviously, I'll be getting something else to put there. It is temporary. This fence is temporary. Actually, pretty much all of this, except this building, is temporary. Well, actually, the bulldozer is not. You got to have something to move stuff around, but like placement of things is not temporary, but like the actual scrap in there is probably going to change a bit. And obviously, this is not going to just be a box. So, but that's kind of the basic idea for the yard. I will come back in either a later video or the end of this video. I'll show it to you at the end of this video, all set up for an operating session, but I'll probably do a more in-depth video in the future. the final plans for it. But what is today's video going to be about? I know it's been 5 minutes into this video and I haven't actually told you, but you can probably guess from the title. Last time we replaced some track from there to there. You can actually see it. It's brand new track. It's sitting right there. Because we had a kink in the curve right there. Well, now that I've solved that problem, I've actually discovered another kink in the curves. Right there, there's another like bad spot. It doesn't throw everything off, but it's been in a certain direction, which I'd like to be able to run it in that direction. It's been throwing off my my consolidation here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to replace, actually from there, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the way to there. Past that, we shouldn't need replaced track, although if you look right here, the track is hanging off of the roadbed pretty substantially, which is a whole lot less than ideal, but I can live with it as long as it works. I think I'll be able to live with it, but we'll see. Again, I'm not coming through with ballast for a little while here. I'm kind of finalizing everything else first. Scenery will be probably we're still several weeks away from scenery for sure, but we should get from there to there the track replaced. I still have plenty of leftover track from the replacement of the first bit for specifically such a purpose. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking, and we will go ahead and come back whenever this bit of track has been ripped up. Okay guys, I got all of the, you can see all the piles of ties and rails over there. I got all of the track ripped up from there, from where we ended last time, all the way up to this grade crossing over here. I was thinking about just doing from there to there to get the bad spot, but I wanted to make sure that I properly get rid of that bad spot, because I don't want to mess with it anymore. I want to do it once. I want to do it right. I don't want to have to do this again, because let me tell you what, my arm hurts from taking a pair of pliers and just ripping up ties. And this time it went actually a little smoother than this time because I knew what I was doing. But yeah, my arm still hurts from ripping up ties like that, and it's not something that I want to do all that much. I'd rather it be done right the first time, so I am going to go ahead now and work on the actual placing. I've got the track sitting right there. Actually, like, getting the track all lined up and situated and everything and ready to be installed, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how I'm going to do it, because I'm not doing it the same way as I did this way. I'm actually going to be doing it a little bit better, so it should stay down a little bit better than this. I had to do this quickly, and I really didn't think about it all that much, but now looking back on it, I know what I should have done for that, so we're not going to make the same mistake twice. We're going to do it better on this curve. So I will go ahead and do that. I've got my laptop there with What's Neat this week going, so I've got some entertainment while I do this, so it's not just silent up in here. So I will go ahead and do that, and I will catch you guys in a second whenever it is all ready to be laid down. Okay guys, I've got the track working mostly well. It's not quite exactly how I would like it to be, but it's about as good as I think we're going to get. Made some minor adjustments here and there, but I figured I'd show you guys how I am going to be putting this down. I know last time I really didn't cover it much, and that's because I knew I was doing it wrong. But I was hopeful to get some newer and better glue for this. Now, in the comments, you can tell me all you want that I'm doing it wrong. You can tell me all I want. Sorry, I'm shaking up glue. You can tell me all you want that I'm doing it wrong. You can tell me all you want that this is the way to do it. This is the way that I'm doing it, because this is the way that I have available. I'd have to, if I wanted to glue this stuff down really properly correct, I wouldn't use this. I'd use a Woodland Scenics product, actually, that I have currently. Well, later today I'm going to go order more, because I have some, it's just dried up. So, like, I tried, like, using some water with it, and it's doing absolutely nothing, and there's not much of it anyway, so I'm going to get some more. So I've got this, which is, honestly, it's essentially the exact same thing. But I've got this piece here lined up. If we can get it out. There we go. I have gone and tested this. It worked with my consolidation. It fixed the problem it was having. I tested it with my Pacific and Mikado as well, and they both didn't work all that well. So I've made some on this particular spot. So I've made some adjustments. Hopefully they work. So, but the idea is I've got the track all ready to go. It should work just well enough, at least for what is mostly going to be running. Again, the Pacific and the Mikado aren't going to be running on this loop all that much, because quite frankly, the curves are really tight and they look ridiculous, but they look way too big. But, you know, if I needed to run them on the inner loop, I should now be able to do so. So, what I have decided to do here is I've got myself my glue and a popsicle stick. Now this, you ideally would be able to, like, squirt it out here and then, like, spread it around. Well, that hole is that it comes out of is glued shut. So I am doing this the only way I have available to me at the moment, on kind of a relatively short notice, because I wasn't actually planning on doing this today, but it was what I, you know, it was it needed to get done to a point that I decided to go ahead and do it today. So what I'm going to do, I've opened the top, I've got my little stick here, and I'm just going to grab some out, and we're just going to spread it onto, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff. I tried to get as much of the, hold on, let me see if I can actually get some of this out this way. There we go. So we're just going to spread that. That should actually be enough. We're just going to spread that where the track is going to go. This stuff dries clear, so we shouldn't have any problems there. And got my piece of track. I've got rail joiners already kind of placed on there so that I can just slide them on. So I'm just going to line everything up and slide everything on. Trying not to get too much glue everywhere. Alright, and then I'm just gonna make sure that the rails are angled correctly, like that, so that it should be okay and nothing should have problems. And then I'm going to let the glue dry. I definitely used a small amount, too much, but it should be fine. It should be fine. It'll be fine. So that's kind of how I plan on doing it. Actually, let me go ahead and, oh, that's, okay, there's glue everywhere. Let's use this one. Just to make sure, I'm just going to come along here very carefully and run a tissue here over the rail to make sure that we're not getting any glue on the actual top of the rail. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on the other two larger sections of track. Oh, one last step that I forgot that I'll be doing is, of course, making sure that this thing is T-pinned into place. Now, I probably used just a little bit more glue, this one, than I should have, but again, this is the first time I've actually, done this. So whenever I say I don't actually know what I'm doing, and that there's a reason that this channel used to be called the Noob Railroader, you can just take my word for it. So I will go ahead and come back to you guys once the rest of this is done. Okay guys, I've got all the track glued down, as you can see, all the way, the whole section that I just did. Now obviously it looks a whole mess right now. This stuff is going to dry clear, and of course it's going to get ballasted over anyway, so it shouldn't be all that big of a problem. There's T-pins all over the place in this thing. So I can't run any trains over it because of the T-pins. They kind of make things come off the tracks sometimes, so I can't really. But in a future video, I will come back in and tell you guys how all of this looked. Again, you will see a video of stuff on this curve. The one where that I filmed this morning with like the thunder and everything, that was done again before this this video was done, so you will see that next week. But I wanted to go ahead and get this one out this week. So I wanted to briefly show you guys what the train yard over here probably will end up looking like. I put our oil or gas thing there. The idea is, well, I'll get to, I have kind of a bit, I'm working on like stories for each little thing so that each industry has a bit of a tale, what's going on there. And of course my fence fell down. But of course, I've got it set up for steam operations right now because I'm developing two different methods of doing this, because I run both steam and diesel, and my eras range from deep into the steam era, as you can see with all the steam locomotives I have, to some SD70 Aces in the modern era. At the moment, that's the newest things that I have, but that's beyond the point. The point is, I've got it set up for steam era, so just so that you guys have an update from the last video, and I think this is how this is all going to go. I've moved our switch tower from over there, now it's over here. No, it was over here, I don't know. It's there now. This building is going to be something, I'm not sure yet. I've got a boxcar there for now. As you saw in the beginning of the video, for the modern era, I was thinking maybe a flat car full of wood. So the idea is I just replace that with a flat car, which I have plenty of, especially the non-bulkhead variety. This kind, I have plenty of that kind. I only have two of the bulkheads, but so that's going to be something. I'm not exactly sure what yet. We've got our scrapyard there, and if I do scrapyard stuff, like if the scrapyard's something that I'm going to do for the steam era, we're going to use these smaller gondolas, just because I'm sure the bigger ones existed, but this is also a local freight, so we're going to use these back in the steam era, where these smaller wooden ones were more common anyway. We've got our gas Exxon facility here with our tank car there. We've got something there, it's just a freight house that's been over here. It's been over here for quite some time. Well, now it's over there, and it's got a boxcar, and then of course we have that freight house here with a reefer for now. And again, I haven't quite figured out exactly everything with those two yet, or that. Scrapyard speaks for itself. Gas plant, or gas storage, like gasoline storage, is what I'm thinking for this. And that speaks for itself. And then of course the barrel factory, which has a flat car for wood and a boxcar for parts. The idea is this is making barrels for the nearby brewery. But of course, we'll talk about all that kind of stuff in a future video. That's just kind of the basic outline and kind of where everything is kind of going to be. This is my plan for operating sessions, and it's going to look very, very similar for modern operations, but again, a video will be coming out about me explaining that in a future video, and when that happens in that video, I'll tell how, maybe even show how this replacement has done. I did test it out, and the spot over here obviously is completely gone, but the consolidation was able to do just everything else just fine. So that means that the consolidation pretty much can run over this entire thing completely free of incident, which is really, really good news, because it's fine everywhere else. Now we just have to worry about pulling power up our hill. Anyway, but that's going to go ahead and be it for today. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. There will be a link to my Instagram in the description as well, so that you can see, like, right after I'm done filming this clip, I'm going to get on my phone and post a post on Instagram about I've done this. I should have thought about it and done another picture or two whenever it was all taken apart and everything, but oh well. It's all glued now, and you can kind of tell it's been worked on. Anyway, but so that way you'll kind of know upcoming videos. You'll kind of be like informed, getting a little sneak preview to some of these upcoming videos. With that said, don't forget to post any comments in the comments below, any questions you have for me. I'd be happy to answer them. I always answer all my comments. And of course, we will see you in the next video. Later.